Hey everyone, welcome back on Focus Me Expanding Mind. Let me start with a scene that might feel a little too familiar. You tell yourself, this week I'm finally gonna start. Maybe it's studying for an exam, building your business, getting your health back, or finishing that creative project you've been talking about for months.
And then Monday comes, and somehow your phone becomes fascinating, your desk suddenly needs reorganizing, and the important thing gets pushed to later. If that's you, you're not broken. You're human. And today I want to walk you through the core ideas from the book, How to Be Disciplined, by Sheldon Howe, a book that argues something simple but powerful. You don't need to wait for motivation. You need a system. Discipline isn't a harsh punishment. It's one of the clearest forms of self-respect because it's how you follow through on the life you say you want. Let's break it down chapter by chapter in a practical way you can actually use. First idea, the motivation trap. Most people think they'll be consistent once they feel ready. They're waiting for the right mood, the right energy, the right time. But the problem is that motivation is unreliable. It loves easy days and disappears the moment things get annoying, stressful, or uncomfortable. The book makes the point that motivation is like a spark. It can help you start, but discipline is what keeps the fire going when that spark dies out. If you only act when you feel like it, your progress will be random. And random progress doesn't build a new life. Think of an athlete training early in the morning. They're not checking their feelings and asking for permission. They're following a plan they committed to when their mind was clear. That's the shift. Stop living by feelings and start living by commitments. Because discipline begins exactly where motivation ends.
Second idea, the power of your why. Here's a question worth asking. When things get hard, what are you doing it for? Because vague goals like I want to lose weight or I want to make more money often aren't strong enough to pull you through discomfort. The book uses a simple thought experiment. Walking across a plank of wood on the ground is easy. Put that same plank 50 stories in the air, and suddenly you won't do it for a small reward. But if someone you love needed you on the other side, you'd find courage you didn't know you had. The plank didn't change. The reason changed.
That's what your why does. It turns effort from optional into necessary. It becomes an anchor when the week gets messy, when you feel tired, when you're tempted to quit. So make it specific, make it personal, write it down in plain language, and when you're about to break a promise to yourself, look at it and ask, is this excuse really bigger than my reason?
Purpose is the fuel that keeps discipline alive when the road gets steep. Third idea, design your environment, because willpower runs out. A lot of people try to power through everything with sheer self-control, like they should be able to resist temptations all day, every day. But willpower isn't endless. It drains as you make decisions, resist distractions, and push through stress. That's why many people feel strong in the morning and then fall apart at night. Disciplined people aren't necessarily tougher. They're smarter about setup, they make good choices easier and bad choices harder. They remove friction from the habits they want and add friction to the habits they're trying to avoid. So look around your real life. If your phone is beside your keyboard, you're basically inviting interruptions. If junk food is the first thing you see in the kitchen, you're making healthy eating a constant battle. If your workspace is cluttered, starting anything feels heavier than it needs to.
A simple rule to remember is this. Your surroundings will shape your behavior more than your intentions will. Control your environment so it doesn't control you.
Fourth idea, the 5-minute rule and micro habits. A lot of procrastination isn't laziness, it's overwhelm. Your brain sees a task as too big, too confusing, or too risky, and it tries to protect you by postponing it.
So instead of telling yourself, I have to finish the whole thing, you tell yourself, I'm only doing 5 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes of studying, 5 minutes of writing, 5 minutes of cleaning, and after 5 minutes, you're allowed to stop.
What usually happens is that starting was the hardest part. Once you've begun, the task becomes less scary. Your mind settles in, your momentum kicks in. But even if you do stop after 5 minutes, you've still done something, and that something is how you build identity.
Micro habits sound almost too small to matter, but that's the point. 1 page a night turns into reading again. 5 push-ups turns into someone who doesn't skip movement. 1 sentence turns into a writing habit. Tiny actions, repeated, create proof. And proof is what convinces your brain, I'm the type of person who follows through. Big goals are reached through small steps that are hard to avoid. Fifth idea, recovery, not perfection. This one is huge because it's where many people quietly lose. They think discipline means never messing up, so when they miss a workout, eat badly, or waste a day, they label it a failure and then spiral into, well, I already ruined today, so I'll start again next week. That all-or-nothing thinking destroys consistency. The book's message is more realistic. Discipline is not about being flawless. It's about how quickly you return. One mistake is a detour, not a dead end.
Think about it like getting a flat tire. You wouldn't slash the other 3 tires because one went bad. You'd fix it and keep going. A practical rule here is, don't miss twice. If you slip today, your job is simply to get back on track tomorrow. That's discipline in real life.
And there's something else here that matters. Being cruel to yourself doesn't make you more consistent. It usually makes you quit.
Self-respect includes self-correction, yes, but also self-forgiveness. You acknowledge the slip, learn from it, and continue. So let's bring it all together. The core lessons from how to be disciplined are simple, but they're not always easy, and that's why they work.
Motivation can start you, but discipline carries you. A strong why gives you staying power. Your environment can do half the work if you design it well. The 5-minute rule helps you beat procrastination by making starting feel safe. And progress depends more on recovery than perfection. If you've been feeling stuck, let this be the reminder that your life doesn't change through big speeches you give yourself on Sunday night. It changes through small commitments you keep on ordinary Mondays. And I'll leave you with a line that captures the heart of the message. Discipline is choosing between what you want right now and what you want most.
Thanks for listening, Focus Me. Keep learning, keep building, and most importantly, keep your promises to yourself.